Hello, people of the internets. My name is Larry Dicko, and this is the second ever episode of Dicko's Evil Movie Reviews.
Yeah, that's right, bitch.
With me, your host, Larry Dicko, and Fuckface. Say hello, Fuckface.
Oh, Fuckface.
Hello, Fuckface. So the format of the show is going to be going straight forward. We will review a few movies every month, whatever I happen to go out and think would be interesting to review. And then me and Fuckface will sit here and talk shit about them, and the people who like them, and the people who don't like them. And part of the show is reviewing the movie, and the other part of the show is reviewing the critics, who are pretty much retarded at this point. First movie we're reviewing, Pooper. Now, Pooper has a super high rating on Rotten Tomatoes at aggregator site. Here's my big beef with Looper. It's a very competent movie. It's very well shot. Pacing is not that great. But the main flaw is the basic premise is so fucking stupid, it's unbelievable. If gangsters, a criminal syndicate, had a time machine, they're not going to go back, they're not going to use it just to get rid of bodies. You'd buy a lottery ticket yesterday and win $80 million, and your syndicate would get richer and richer. Of course, you would use it to go back in time for the pursuit of wealth. The whole reason criminal organizations exist is to make money. And that premise, that flaw, inherent flaw, logic flaw in the premise, should have been noted by the critics. They should have said in their reviews, yes, it's a competently made movie, except the plot is inherently flawed to the point that it damages the rest of the movie.
No, the mom was hot, though. The mom was hot.
Okay, my other problem is the third act drags like a homeless guy in a wheelchair who like spilled his crack and is trying to crawl towards it or something. God, I feel like a retard in a cornfield who's trying to get his brains blown out, which was another silly part of the movie. I'm a retard. What do? I go through cornfields late at night in the dark with a big poster that says, "Hi, I'm a retard deaf mute. Please don't shoot me." And then I walk right towards a person with a gun going, "Blam, blam, 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 blam."
That's like you get to kill a retard for free.
Yeah, I think even a retard would know not to go through a cornfield at night with all that shit. All right, moving on. Now, here's my other big beef with Pooper, and this is a pretty serious one. And this shows you the inherent broken flaw with aggregator sites like Rotten Tomatoes, for instance. I love your Rotten Tomatoes, but you're kind of jacked. Pooper the movie Pooper has a 95% freshness rating. Citizen Kane's a 95. Conan the Barbarian's a 95. Great movies that have stood the test of time are a 95. Psycho's a 95. One of the greatest movies made in American history is Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. It is essentially a perfect movie. Looper, the movie that just came out recently, has a 95% top critic, which is the real critics, as they say, freshness rating. Empire Strikes Back has an 89%. Are you, by your own rules, Rotten Tomatoes, you are saying Looper is a better movie than Empire Strikes Back? Will anybody remember Looper in 10 years? Maybe some nerds, some random nerds. Will anybody remember Empire Strikes Back in 10 years? Yes, it is an eternal part of American cinema history. And that is my big beef with beef and beef. What's your big beef?
It's right. Look, you're looking at it, bitch.
That's your big beef? Let me hold it.
Hey, enough.
Okay.
Right. You get weird about that.
Your balls are coming apart, man.
I know. I gotta get them work done. I'm trying. Hey. That's not helping.
I'm helping.
That ain't helping. I gotta go into the shop.
The next movie, Cloudless. This is by the Wachowski brothers and sisters. I went into this movie thinking it was gonna be the dumbest shit ever, and I was pleasantly surprised. Fuckface, you hated it, right?
It was fascinatingly retarded. Like, wow, they made this, and then 3 hours later, I was like, they still made this.
They actually made it. They made it. I think if you have ADD, it's a perfect movie. It's like 6 stories going on at once, and it jumps from story to story to story to story so fast, you never actually get a chance to get bored of any of them. And even if one does get slightly boring, boom, you're on the next one. So I would say, despite being 3 hours, it's actually not boring at all, to me. Number four. So, fourth thing I liked about it. People have accused that movie of being racist because there's a whole section in the future where everybody is like Korean. It takes place in Seoul in the year 3000, and there's actual Asian actors mixed with whiteys, who and some blackies who are Asian-y. So they're all Asian-y somehow. They do this weird prosthetic makeup, and I guess they were supposed to be just straight up like Korean or something. But to me, I thought there was some weird genetically altered superhuman future race. they didn't look human. So I don't know. Is that racist? I don't know.
It was fucked up. I would definitely. Yeah, he looked fucked.
Yeah, he looked weird. The dude
he looked weird. He didn't look like he was supposed to be. It was distracting to me.
I'll touch on why the many distracting parts of this movie ultimately makes it a better movie to watch, or a more interesting movie for that fact. All right, here's the seventh thing I hate about the movie. I hate Tom Cruise. I hate Tom Hanks. Cannot stand Tom Selleck. I hate Tom Hanks. To me, he's the most generic, nondescript, boring, safe actor of our generation. I liked him in Booze and Buddies, and that was, to me, the last great Tom Hanks work. Now, I like Tom Hanks in this movie. He plays about 20 different characters, all of them ranging from believable to not believable to fucking absurd to are you serious? Whatever, for some reason I like him in this movie because he's playing characters that are absolutely out of the scope of what you would normally ever see in a Tom Hanks production.
And that language.
Oh, well, yeah, Future Pigeon. Tom Hanks and the Academy Award-winning Halle Berry play these futuristic people after a post-apocalyptic nuclear war, and they speak in the weird, funny, ridiculous pigeon language. I enjoy it. I'm gonna say I'm drinking a delicious beer in Cloud Atlas future language. Drunk fizzy water, me am drinking, sounds good. Mm-hmm, true. Puppet penis, happy man, fuck fast. You like? No like?
Retarded. Retarded.
Number 17 part of why I like Cloud Atlas is like everybody plays everybody. In this movie, it's kind of neat because it almost has a carnival freak show like effect. When you're watching the movie and suddenly someone will come into the scene and you'll be like, what the fuck happened to their face? And you realize, oh, it's the Asian girl. They've now turned into a white, red-headed, freckled girl,
yeah.
But the makeup's a little off, so she just looks totally fucking weird.
Freakish.
Yeah, freakish. So half the movie, you're staring at characters who look straight up freakish. I actually enjoyed that. Also, at the very end of the movie, when it's revealed who everybody is, I gotta say that audience was like laughing and clapping, and I was right there. Because there are some people in the movie you're watching, and you cannot fucking tell it was, blah-de-blah as Mr. Shoe Sniffer or whatever. I thought that was pretty neat. So, number 37. Now, a lot of people probably went in thinking this is going to be some really smart, intelligent thing, but of course it's not. It's the Wachowski brothers and sisters. They made one halfway smart movie. That was The Matrix. So I feel sorry for anybody who went into that movie thinking, oh, this is going to be some deep shit about life and blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's like an impressionist painting. It's a very pretty painting, but it is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. It's just really beautiful and fun to look at. So if you can go on with that thought process, you'll enjoy it. If you go in thinking you're going to get some kind of intelligent, deep movie, you'll be sorely disappointed. Like Fuckface. But there's nothing behind it.
I like the gay guy.
I
like the gay guy a lot.
Do you want to eat his farts too? Maybe.
I'm not.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm open.
And here's a public service announcement based on a sad story that happened to me at Cloud Atlas. If you go to a movie, do not stick your fucking foot up on the goddamn chair in front of you if another human's there. Because then half the movie, he gets to see the movie, and then out of the corner of his eye, your fucking shoe, and no one likes to do that. Don't be a dick. SkyMall. The big James Bond comeback. Okay, first of all, Pierce Brosnan killed James Bond. His last 2 or whatever 3 movies were absolutely fucking horrendous. Every real James Bond movie just wants to take a shit on his face because it was so fucking awful. Right? Shit on his face.
Oh my god, I would do things to his face that you couldn't believe.
Would you fuck his face? Fuck face?
Maybe.
You really had to think about it. It should be pretty obvious. Anyway, it was the death of James Bond until Daniel Craig made a comeback with Casino Royale, which is based on the book Casino Royale. In the second movie, basically, they just fucking kicked you in the fucking head and said you're a retard for loving James Bond, and it was very depressing for all. Now, this is the next movie, Skyfall, and they have to get this right to get James Bond back in the cultural lexicon. And did they? I don't know. I got so fucking drunk during the movie, I literally don't remember it. If it's a stupid movie, any kind of retarded movie, sure, get drunk, have fun, Rambo. Get drunk and watch it. I don't know if James Bond movies fall in that category but I did drink about 7 martinis. Shaken, not stirred. Fuckface, what did I do? What happened?
You went insane. Completely insane. You were making wild gestures with your hands, zigzag gestures.
Apparently, at some point, there was such a big explosion in the movie that I pretended I was being exploded, and I flew out of my seat and landed face first on the aisle and got a little, like, carpet burn right there.
Yeah.
I mostly would like to apologize to the guy who was sitting in front of me. Old angry man who almost kicked my ass
Yeah.
and was going to punch me. I would like to say on national internet, I apologize. You drew a picture of the guy, right?
Yeah, I drew
Alright,
one.
Here's Fuckface's picture of the guy.
That's the guy! That's the guy! See?
I left the theater right before that angry guy punched me out. Fuckface, was SkyMall a good movie or a bad movie? Where do you put it?
It was a good movie, and you liked it too. And then the next day, I was talking to you, and you're like, I don't remember what happened at the end of the movie. And I was like, it's because you didn't see the end of the movie. You left.
Dame Julie, what's her name?
Dench.
Julie Dench. Julie Winch. I remember her like that. That's pretty good. I'd probably eat that wrinkled pussy. That's what I remember. That's all I can remember. Anyway,
That's
I
good.
like that he's a drunk.
Yeah.
Next month. Damn it. What? Handsome Dan?
I would like to work with a professional.
Yeah,
Jesus.
next month, Twilight, Breaking Bad, special expose. We go on the street, interview a variety of Twilight fans, as well as have an actual Twilight twitard in the studio and ask her why she's so fucking stupid. Until then, this has been Larry Dicko, Fuckface, and Handsome Dan, wishing you the best of movie entertainment viewing.